Hey there, my friend. Today we're going to talk about something that might seem simple but can actually be a little intimidating. Ordering food at a restaurant like a native speaker. Maybe you've been there before. Staring at the menu, feeling nervous about your pronunciation, worrying about saying the wrong thing. But guess what? You're not alone. We've all been there. And today we're going to break through that fear together. First, let's get one thing straight. You do not have to speak perfectly to be understood. Native speakers aren't judging you. In fact, most of them admire people who make an effort to communicate in another language. The key is confidence. When you walk into that restaurant, I want you to own it. You belong there. You deserve to enjoy your meal without stress. So let's talk strategy. The first step is greeting the staff. A simple "Hi, how are you?" goes a long way. It sets a friendly tone and shows that you're comfortable. Then, when it's time to order, keep it simple and natural. Instead of overthinking, just say, "I'd like," or "Can I have?" No need for fancy words. Clear and polite is all you need. And if you don't understand something, no problem. Just ask, "What do you recommend?" Or "What's in this dish?" That makes you sound natural, not uncertain. Native speakers ask those same questions all the time. Now, here's a little challenge for you. Next time you go to a restaurant, don't just point at the menu. Speak up. Even if it's just a few words, say them with confidence. The more you do it, the easier it gets. You've got this. Believe in you. Now, are you ready for the next step? Let me know, and we'll dive deeper into making your restaurant experience smooth and effortless. So now you've walked into the restaurant, greeted the staff, and you're ready to order with confidence. But what happens next? Let's talk about handling different situations like a pro. Imagine you're looking at the menu, but you're not sure what to get. Instead of panicking, try this. "What do you recommend?" This is one of the best phrases you can use. It makes you sound natural, it helps you discover new dishes, and it starts a friendly conversation with the waiter. Now let's say you have a special request. Maybe you want your dish without onions, or you need a vegetarian option. Here's the trick. Keep it polite and simple. Instead of worrying about complicated grammar, just say, "Can I get this without onions?" Or, "Do you have a vegetarian option?" No need for long explanations. Direct, clear, and polite, that's the secret. And here's another power move. Confirming your order. Sometimes waiters speak fast, or there's background noise. If you're not 100% sure you heard them right, don't be afraid to ask. "So, just to check, this comes with," or "Does this include a drink?" It's totally normal to double-check. Even native speakers do it all the time. Now picture this. Your food arrives and it's not what you expected. Maybe they brought the wrong dish or something is missing. Don't freeze up. This is your moment to handle it like a native speaker. Just smile and say, "Excuse me, I think there's a mistake. I ordered." No stress, no panic. Just a calm, polite request. Trust me, restaurants want you to be happy, so they'll fix it right away. Every time you go out to eat, you're not just getting a meal, you're getting an opportunity to practice, to grow, and to become more confident. You're already on the right path. Next, let's talk about paying the bill and leaving like a native speaker. Ready? Great. Now let's talk about the final part of your restaurant experience. Paying the bill and leaving like a native speaker. So, you've enjoyed your meal and now it's time to wrap things up. The first step. Asking for the check. A lot of people overthink this, but it's super easy. Just make eye contact with the waiter and say, "Can I get the check, please?" Or, "Could we have the bill, please?" That's it. No need for anything complicated. If you're in the US, they might also say, "Do you need anything else?" before bringing it. You can just smile and reply, "No, that's all. Thank you." Now let's talk about tipping. This depends on the country you're in, but if you're in the US, tipping is expected. The usual amount is 15 to 20% of the bill. You can leave cash on the table or write the tip on the receipt if paying by card. If you're unsure, you can ask, "Is the tip included?" In some places, the service charge is already in the bill, so it's good to check. Finally, as you leave, a simple "Thank you. Have a great day" goes a long way. It's a natural, friendly way to end the experience on a positive note. And here's a pro tip. Next time you eat out, challenge yourself. Try using at least one new phrase, make eye contact, and speak with confidence. The more you do it, the more natural it will feel. You've got this. Every small step you take builds your confidence. Now go out there and order like a pro. Let's take your skills to the next level. You already know how to order, make special requests, and pay with confidence. But if you really want to sound natural, small details make a big difference. Using a little casual conversation can change the whole experience. Instead of just ordering and staying silent, try adding a small comment before you order. Something like, "It smells amazing in here. This is my first time here. Do you have any recommendations?" This makes you sound more relaxed and confident while also creating a connection with the server. Another key point is how you respond when they ask you something. Instead of just saying yes or no, try adding a little extra. If the server asks, "Would you like a drink with that?" you can respond, "Yes, please. A lemonade sounds great." Or if they ask, "How was everything?" instead of just saying "good," say, "It was delicious, thank you so much." These small details make your English sound much more natural. Sometimes servers speak fast and it can be hard to catch everything. If that happens, don't panic. Just say with confidence, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Or, "I didn't catch that. What was the last part?" No need to apologize for your English. Just ask naturally and they'll slow down. Next time you go to a restaurant, challenge yourself to use at least one of these strategies. Maybe it's small talk, maybe it's reacting naturally, or maybe it's asking for clarification. Every little step brings you closer to speaking with confidence. You're already doing great. Keep going, and soon ordering food in English will feel completely natural. Let's go even further and talk about how to make your restaurant experience even smoother and more enjoyable. It's not just about ordering food. It's about feeling completely comfortable in any situation. When you walk into a restaurant, confidence starts before you even sit down. If you need a table, simply say, Hi, do you have a table for two? Or, can I get a table by the window, please? If they ask, do you have a reservation? You can respond, no, I don't. Is there a table available? Once you're seated, small details can make a difference. Instead of just pointing at the menu, practice saying, I'll have the pasta, please. Or, could I get the grilled chicken with a side of vegetables? If you need extra time to decide, you can say, can I have a few more minutes? When it's time to pay, you already know how to ask for the check. But if you're splitting the bill with a friend, you can ask, can we split the bill, please? Or, can you charge half to this card and half to another? If you want to pay in cash and card, simply say, can I pay part in cash and the rest by card? These little phrases will help you sound natural, confident, and prepared for any situation. Every time you go to a restaurant, think of it as a practice session. The more you do it, the more effortless it will feel. Keep going, keep practicing, and soon you'll be ordering food like a native speaker without even thinking about it. Now let's focus on building even more confidence in real-life situations. Ordering food isn't just about knowing the right words. It's about feeling relaxed, sounding natural, and handling any situation smoothly. One way to sound more like a native speaker is to speak in a rhythm that feels natural. Instead of pausing too much or stressing every word, try to flow smoothly. For example, could I get a coffee, please? Instead of, I want a coffee, please. A great way to practice is to repeat common phrases out loud before you go to a restaurant. If you practice saying them naturally at home, they will feel effortless when you actually need them. Another important skill is adjusting your tone and body language. When native speakers order, they don't just focus on words. They also use eye contact, a relaxed tone, and a friendly smile. This helps you feel more comfortable and makes the interaction smoother. If you ever feel nervous, remind yourself, you're doing great. You're learning, improving, and stepping out of your comfort zone. That's what really matters. The next time you order food, focus on speaking smoothly, using a relaxed tone, and enjoying the process. With every interaction, you're getting better and more confident. Keep going, you've got this. Now, let's talk about handling casual conversations with restaurant staff like a native speaker. A meal at a restaurant isn't just about ordering. It's also about connecting with the people around you. Even a simple conversation can make the experience more enjoyable and help you sound more natural. One easy way to do this is by asking friendly questions. Instead of just ordering and waiting for your food, try adding a little interaction. You could say, how's your day going? Is this a popular dish here? Do you have a favorite item on the menu? Servers are used to customers being in a hurry, so a small, friendly question can make you stand out in a good way. It also helps you practice speaking English in a relaxed setting. Another great skill is reacting naturally. When the server brings your food, instead of just saying thanks, you can add a little more. Wow, that looks amazing. Thank you. This smells great, I can't wait to try it. If the server asks how everything is, avoid just saying good. Try something like, everything is delicious, thank you. I really like this dish, it's so flavorful. These small phrases make your English sound more expressive and natural. Remember, every interaction is a chance to practice and grow. The more you engage in conversation, the more confident you'll become. Next time you're at a restaurant, try adding just one friendly question or a natural reaction. Over time, it will feel completely effortless. Keep going, you're doing great. Let's go even further and talk about what to do in more social dining situations. Sometimes you won't just be ordering food for yourself. You might be in a group, at a business lunch, or dining with native speakers. These situations can feel intimidating, but with a little preparation you can handle them smoothly. One key skill is helping the group decide. If everyone is unsure about what to order, you can make suggestions. The pasta looks really good. I think I'll get that. I heard their seafood is great. Maybe we could try some appetizers. This makes you part of the conversation and helps you sound natural. If you're ordering for a group, use phrases like, "Can we get a few plates to share? We'd like to start with some appetizers for the table." When the server arrives, knowing how to pass the turn smoothly is important. If you're ready but others are still deciding, you can say, "I'll go first. I'll have the grilled salmon, please." If you need more time, simply say, "You can go ahead, I'm still deciding." During the meal, simple comments keep the conversation flowing. Instead of just eating in silence, try adding, "This is really good, you should try it. I love the flavors in this." If you're in a formal setting, showing good manners is key. When asking for something, say, "Could you pass the salt, please? Would you like to try some of this?" When the meal ends, knowing how to suggest splitting the bill or offering to pay is useful. If you want to split, say, "Do you want to split the bill?" If you want to treat someone, you can say, "This one's on me." Social dining is about more than just food. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in any situation. Every time you practice, you're becoming more fluent, more natural, and more at ease. Keep going, and soon these conversations will feel effortless. Now let's talk about handling cultural differences and adapting to different restaurant styles. Not every restaurant experience is the same, and understanding small differences can help you feel even more confident. One key difference is how service works. In some countries, servers check on you often and refill drinks automatically. In others, you might have to call the server when you need something. If you're in a place where the server doesn't check in much, you can politely get their attention by making eye contact or raising your hand slightly. If you need something, you can say, "Excuse me, could I get some more water, please? When you have a moment, could we get the check?" Another difference is how tipping works. In some places, tipping is expected, while in others, it's included in the price. If you're unsure, you can ask, "Is service included?" Understanding these small details helps you feel more comfortable and avoids awkward moments. Another important skill is reading the atmosphere of the restaurant. If you're in a casual place, a simple and relaxed approach works best. In a more formal restaurant, a polite and professional tone is better. Adjusting your tone to match the setting helps you fit in naturally. If you ever feel unsure, just observe what others are doing. How are people ordering? How do they interact with the staff? Paying attention to these details helps you adapt and feel more confident in different situations. Every time you go to a new restaurant, think of it as a learning experience. The more you explore, the more natural and effortless it will feel. Keep going, and soon you'll be able to navigate any dining situation with ease. Let's take it even further and talk about how to handle mistakes with confidence. No matter how much you practice, there will be moments when you forget a word, mispronounce something, or don't understand what someone says. That's completely normal, and it happens even to fluent speakers. The key is to stay calm and handle the situation smoothly. If you don't understand what the server said, don't panic. Instead of freezing, simply ask, "Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't catch that. Could you say it again?" If you mispronounce something, don't feel embarrassed. Most people will understand you from context. If they correct you, take it as a learning moment and repeat it correctly. For example, if you say, "Can I have the salmon?" and the server responds, "Oh, the salmon? Sure." Just nod and move on. There's no need to apologize or feel awkward. Sometimes you might order something and realize it's not what you expected. If the mistake was yours, try to enjoy the dish and take it as an experience. But if the restaurant made a mistake, you can politely let them know. "Excuse me, I think I ordered the chicken, but this is beef. Could you check, please?" Most places will be happy to fix the mistake, and the key is to stay polite and positive. Another useful skill is changing your order politely if you suddenly decide on something else. If you just placed your order and want to switch, say, "Actually, could I change my order? I'd like the pasta instead." These little moments are part of real-life conversations, and the way you handle them builds your confidence. Every time you face a small challenge and get through it, you become more comfortable and fluent. Keep practicing, keep learning, and remember that mistakes are just part of the journey to mastering real conversations. Now, let's talk about making the most of every restaurant experience to improve your fluency. Every time you go out to eat, you have an opportunity to practice real-life English in a natural setting. The key is to be intentional and push yourself just a little more each time. One great way to improve is by ordering something different each time. This forces you to use new vocabulary and get comfortable with different menu items. If you always order the same dish, you'll only practice the same words. Challenge yourself to try something new and describe what you want in different ways. Another way to grow is by actively listening to others. Pay attention to how native speakers order, how they interact with servers, and the phrases they use. You can even repeat these phrases in your head to get used to them. If you're dining with others, take the opportunity to talk about the food. Simple comments like, "This is really flavorful. I love how crispy this is. This sauce has a nice kick to it," help you practice describing tastes naturally. The more you practice speaking about food, the easier it will be to express yourself confidently. After your meal, you can also review the experience in your mind. Think about what went well, what words you struggled with, and what you want to improve next time. This kind of reflection helps you build confidence faster. Every restaurant visit is a chance to practice, improve, and feel more comfortable using English in real life. Keep going, keep challenging yourself, and soon these conversations will feel effortless. Let's talk about building confidence and enjoying the process. Learning to order food like a native speaker isn't just about memorizing phrases. It's about feeling comfortable, relaxed, and enjoying the experience. Confidence comes with repetition, but also with your mindset. Instead of worrying about making mistakes, focus on communicating your message. If you say something imperfectly but the server understands you, that's a success. Real conversations are not about perfection, they're about connection. One way to boost your confidence is by practicing before you go. If you're planning to eat out, take a moment to think about what you might order and how you'll say it. Say it out loud even if you're alone. The more familiar the words feel, the easier it will be when you're actually in the restaurant. Another tip is using body language and tone. Smiling, making eye contact, and speaking with a friendly tone make a big difference. Even if your words aren't perfect, your confidence and attitude will make you sound natural. If you ever feel nervous, remember that most people appreciate your effort. Servers interact with many people every day, and they're usually happy to help if you need clarification or extra time to order. If you ever get stuck, a simple smile and a polite, "Let me think for a moment," can give you time to organize your thoughts. Every time you step into a restaurant, see it as an opportunity, not a test. The more you enjoy the process, the more natural and effortless it will become. Keep pushing forward, trust yourself, and remember that every step you take is bringing you closer to fluency. Now, let's talk about taking your skills to the next level by personalizing your experience. Ordering food like a native speaker isn't just about following a script. It's about making the conversation feel natural and personal to you. One way to do this is by adding small details to your order. Instead of just saying, "I'll have a burger," try something like, "I'll have the cheeseburger, but could I get it without onions? I'd like the pasta with extra sauce, please." These small additions make your order sound more natural and give you more practice with real-life requests. Another way to personalize your experience is by engaging with the staff. Simple questions like, "What do you recommend? What's the most popular dish? Do you have any vegetarian options?" Not only help you practice, but also create a more natural flow in the conversation. If you want to sound even more like a native speaker, try using casual phrases that make the interaction smoother. Instead of just saying, "Water, please," you can say, "Could I get some water when you have a chance? I'll take a glass of water, please." These small changes make a big difference in making you sound more fluent and confident. The goal is not just to order food correctly but to feel comfortable and natural in any dining situation. Keep experimenting, keep adding little details, and soon speaking English in restaurants will feel effortless. Let's talk about handling special situations with ease. Sometimes things don't go as expected, and knowing how to respond can make you feel more in control. If your food takes longer than expected, stay polite and patient. Instead of saying, "Where's my food?" a better way to ask is, "Excuse me, I just wanted to check on my order. Do you know how much longer it will take?" If the food isn't what you expected or something is missing, you can politely let the server know. Sorry to bother you, but I think I was supposed to get a side of rice with this. I ordered the chicken, but this seems to be beef. Would it be possible to switch it? In most cases, the staff will be happy to fix the issue if you ask nicely. If you need to send something back because of an allergy or dietary restriction, be clear but respectful. I actually can't eat dairy. Would it be possible to get this without cheese? When it's time to pay, knowing the right phrases helps you avoid confusion. If you're splitting the bill, you can ask, "Could we split the bill, please? Can we pay separately?" If you're paying by card and want to leave a tip, you can ask, "Can I add the tip to the card?" Handling these situations smoothly makes the experience more enjoyable and helps you feel more confident in real conversations. The more you practice, the more natural it will all feel. Keep pushing yourself, and soon you'll be navigating any restaurant situation like a native speaker. Now, let's focus on ending the dining experience naturally and confidently. The way you wrap up the interaction can leave a great impression and help you feel even more comfortable speaking in English. After finishing your meal, if the server checks on you and asks, "How was everything?" a simple but natural response could be, "Everything was great, thank you. It was delicious, I really enjoyed it." If you want to give specific feedback, you can say, "The pasta was amazing. I'll definitely order it again next time." When asking for the bill, instead of saying, "Bill," which sounds a bit abrupt, try, "Could I get the check, please?" Whenever you get a chance, "Could we have the bill?" If you had a good experience, it's always nice to say something appreciative to the server. "Thank you for the great service. I really appreciate your help. Have a great day." Leaving on a positive note not only makes the experience more pleasant but also helps you build confidence in social interactions. Every time you go to a restaurant, you're not just eating, you're practicing real-world English. The more you do it, the easier and more natural it will feel. Keep going, keep improving, and soon you'll be handling restaurant conversations effortlessly. Let's talk about taking what you've learned and applying it beyond restaurants. The skills you've developed while ordering food can help you feel more comfortable in other real-life situations where you need to speak English. Think about how often you interact with people in daily life. Buying coffee, shopping for groceries, asking for directions, or making small talk. The confidence you've built in restaurants can carry over into these moments. When ordering coffee, instead of just saying, "A coffee, please," try, "Hi, can I get a medium latte with oat milk? I'd like an iced coffee with no sugar, please." At a store, when asking for help, instead of saying, "Where is milk?" you can say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where I can find the milk? I'm looking for almond milk. Do you have any?" If you're checking into a hotel, instead of saying "room key," you can say, "Hi, I'm checking in. My name is," your name. "Could I get an extra room key, please?" These small adjustments help make your English sound more natural and boost your confidence in everyday conversations. The key is to keep practicing. Every interaction is a chance to improve, and the more you challenge yourself, the more fluent you'll become. Keep stepping outside your comfort zone, trust yourself, and soon, speaking English in any situation will feel effortless. Now let's talk about overcoming fear and fully embracing the learning process. One of the biggest challenges when speaking a new language is the fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not failures, they are proof that you are learning and improving. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't worry about falling, they just keep trying until they get it right. Learning to speak naturally in English is the same. Every time you order food, ask for something in a store, or start a conversation, you're getting better, even if you make small mistakes. A great way to build confidence is to change how you think about mistakes. Instead of feeling embarrassed, see them as opportunities to grow. If a server doesn't understand you, stay calm, smile, and try again. You can say, "Sorry, let me try again. What I meant to say was." Most people will appreciate your effort and will be happy to help. Another tip is to listen carefully to how native speakers talk. Pay attention to their tone, common phrases, and the way they structure sentences. If you hear a phrase you like, try using it the next time you're in a similar situation. The most important thing is to stay consistent and keep practicing. Confidence comes with repetition. The more you put yourself in real conversations, the easier and more natural it will feel. Every time you step into a new situation, remind yourself that you're improving. Keep going, keep learning, and soon you'll feel completely comfortable speaking English in any setting. Let's talk about making English a natural part of your daily life. The best way to improve is to surround yourself with the language as much as possible. You don't have to live in an English-speaking country to do this. There are many ways to bring English into your routine. One simple and effective way is to think in English. When you're at a restaurant, try mentally practicing how you would place your order. Instead of thinking, "Voy a pedir una ensalada," switch to, "I'm going to order a salad." This small habit helps train your brain to respond in English more naturally. Another great method is to practice out loud. Even if you're alone, say your order as if you were speaking to a real person. You can stand in front of a mirror and say, "Hi, I'd like a chicken sandwich with a side of fries, please. Can I get a large coffee with oat milk?" The more you say these phrases out loud, the more natural they will feel in real situations. If you have access to English-speaking content, use it to your advantage. Watch restaurant scenes in movies or listen to English podcasts about food and dining. Pay attention to how people interact and pick up useful phrases. You can also practice with a friend. If you know someone who is also learning English, try role-playing a restaurant scene together. One of you can be the customer, and the other can be the server. This makes learning fun and helps you feel more comfortable speaking in real situations. The key is to make English a regular part of your life. The more you immerse yourself in it, the faster you'll improve. Keep practicing, keep challenging yourself, and soon speaking English will feel as natural as your native language. Now let's talk about staying motivated and tracking your progress. Learning a language is a journey, and sometimes it can feel like you're not improving fast enough. But the truth is, every small step you take brings you closer to fluency. One way to stay motivated is to celebrate your progress. Think back to when you first started learning English. Maybe at that time, ordering food in a restaurant felt impossible. But now, you know how to ask for what you want, handle special situations, and even make small talk with a server. That's real progress. A great habit is to set small, achievable goals. Instead of saying, "I want to speak English fluently," set goals like, "This week, I will order food in English without hesitating. Today, I will ask a question to the server instead of just ordering. Next time, I will try a new phrase I've never used before." By focusing on these small steps, you'll build confidence and see real improvements over time. Another powerful way to track progress is to keep a language journal. After every restaurant visit or conversation in English, write down what went well and what you want to improve. For example, "I successfully ordered my food, but I forgot how to ask for extra sauce. Next time I'll say, 'Could I get some extra sauce, please?'" Seeing your progress written down can help you stay motivated and remind you how much you've learned. Most importantly, stay patient with yourself. Language learning takes time, but every conversation, every mistake, and every new phrase learned is part of the journey. Keep practicing, keep challenging yourself, and soon you'll be able to handle any real-life conversation with confidence. Let's talk about building natural confidence in conversations beyond just ordering food. Now that you've learned how to navigate restaurant interactions smoothly, you can take these skills and apply them to other real-life situations. A big part of sounding natural in English is speaking with confidence, even if you make mistakes. People are more likely to understand you if you speak clearly and with self-assurance. Instead of worrying about being perfect, focus on delivering your message naturally. One great way to practice this is through casual small talk. In many situations, people engage in brief, friendly conversations, and knowing how to respond can make you feel even more comfortable speaking English. For example, if you're at a coffee shop and the barista asks, "How's your day going?" you can reply with, "It's going great, thanks. How about you?" "Pretty good, just enjoying the morning." If you're at a store and a cashier says, "Did you find everything okay?" you can say, "Yes, I did, thank you. Actually, I was looking for almond milk. Do you have any?" These small interactions might seem simple, but they help you feel more at ease speaking English in everyday situations. Another key to building confidence is practicing active listening. Pay attention to how native speakers respond in conversations. Notice their tone, the phrases they use, and how they naturally transition between topics. If you hear a phrase that sounds useful, try using it in your own conversations. The more you expose yourself to real conversations, the more fluent and comfortable you will become. Keep challenging yourself, stay open to learning, and soon speaking English in any situation will feel effortless. Let's talk about handling unexpected situations with confidence. No matter how well you prepare, There will be moments when things don't go as planned. Maybe you don't understand what someone says or they don't understand you. The key is to stay calm, adapt, and keep the conversation flowing. If someone speaks too fast, don't panic. You can politely ask them to repeat or slow down by saying, "Sorry, could you say that again, please? I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it more slowly?" If you don't know a specific word, try explaining what you mean instead of stopping the conversation. For example, if you forget how to say napkin, you can say, "Could I get something to clean my hands?" This technique, called paraphrasing, helps keep the conversation going even when you're unsure of a word. Sometimes you might not hear someone clearly, especially in a noisy place. Instead of just saying "what?" you can use a more natural response like, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you say that again? Excuse me, could you repeat that?" These small adjustments make your English sound more fluent and help you feel more confident in unexpected situations. Remember, communication is not about being perfect. It's about being understood and understanding others. If you stay relaxed, use these simple strategies, and keep practicing, you'll handle any conversation with ease and confidence. Let's talk about developing a natural rhythm and flow in your speech. Speaking English fluently isn't just about knowing the right words. It's about how you say them. The rhythm, tone, and pauses in your speech can make a big difference in how natural you sound. One way to improve this is by imitating native speakers. Listen carefully to how they speak in real conversations, paying attention to their intonation and pacing. A great exercise is to pick a short sentence from a movie, podcast, or video and repeat it exactly as you hear it. Try matching the speaker's tone and speed. Another tip is to use contractions when you speak. Native speakers rarely say, "I am going to order a coffee." Instead, they say, "I'm gonna order a coffee." Small changes like this help your speech flow more naturally. Pausing in the right places is also important. Instead of rushing through a sentence, take short, natural pauses. For example, instead of saying, "Can I get a latte with almond milk, please?" "Can I get a latte with almond milk, please?" This makes your speech clearer and easier to understand. Practicing with tongue twisters can also help with pronunciation and rhythm. Try saying, "She sells seashells by the seashore. Red leather, yellow leather." These exercises train your mouth to move smoothly and help with tricky sounds. The more you focus on how you say things, the more confident and natural you'll feel in real conversations. Keep practicing, keep listening, and soon speaking English will feel effortless. Now, let's talk about overcoming nervousness and speaking with confidence in any situation. Feeling nervous when speaking a second language is completely normal, but the more you push through it, the easier it gets. The key is to shift your mindset from fear to excitement. Instead of thinking, "What if I make a mistake?" tell yourself, "This is my chance to practice and improve." Native speakers don't expect you to be perfect. They appreciate your effort. A great way to build confidence is by speaking out loud every day. Even if you're alone, practice ordering food, asking for directions, or having a short conversation with yourself. The more you hear your own voice in English, the more natural it will feel. Another powerful technique is visualization. Before you go to a restaurant or cafe, close your eyes and imagine the conversation. Picture yourself walking in, greeting the staff, placing your order, and responding confidently. This mental practice can help reduce anxiety and make the real interaction feel more familiar. If you ever get stuck or forget a word, don't freeze. Keep the conversation going. Use gestures, synonyms, or simple explanations. The goal is communication, not perfection. Every time you push past a challenge, you grow stronger and more fluent. Mistakes are proof that you're learning. Every great English speaker was once a beginner. The more you practice, the more comfortable and natural it will become. Keep going, keep believing in yourself, and soon speaking English will feel like second nature. Let's talk about making conversations more engaging and natural. Speaking English isn't just about using the right words. It's about how you connect with people. The more natural and comfortable you sound, the more enjoyable your interactions will be. One of the best ways to improve is by asking follow-up questions. Instead of just answering with short replies, try to keep the conversation going. If someone asks, "How's your day?" instead of just saying, "Good," you could say, "Good, thanks. I just tried a new cafe. Have you been there before?" This makes the conversation feel more natural and helps you build confidence. Using expressions and reactions also makes your speech sound more fluent. Instead of just saying okay or yes, try phrases like, "That sounds great." "Oh, really? That's interesting. I see what you mean." These small expressions show engagement and make your conversations feel more dynamic. Another key is matching your tone and body language to the conversation. If you're excited about something, let that energy show in your voice and facial expressions. If you're asking a question, make sure your tone rises slightly at the end. The more you practice real-life conversations, the more natural you'll become. It's not just about learning words, it's about using them in a way that feels smooth and confident. Keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy every conversation as an opportunity to grow. Let's talk about handling cultural differences in conversations. Language is more than just words. It's also about understanding how people communicate in different cultures. One key difference is directness. In some cultures, people are very direct, while in others they use softer, more indirect language. For example, in English, instead of saying, "Give me a coffee," it's more natural to say, "Could I have a coffee, please?" Adding words like could, would, please, and thank you makes your speech sound more polite and natural. Another important aspect is small talk. In many English-speaking countries, casual conversations about the weather, weekend plans, or daily life help build connections. If someone says, "Nice weather today, right?" they're not expecting a deep conversation, just a friendly response like, "Yeah, it's really nice out." Personal space and eye contact also vary by culture. In many English-speaking countries, making eye contact while talking shows confidence and attentiveness. If you avoid eye contact, people might think you're not interested or not sure of yourself. Understanding these cultural habits helps you feel more comfortable and confident in conversations. It's not just about speaking the language, but also about communicating in a way that feels natural to native speakers. Keep observing, keep learning, and soon you'll feel at ease in any English-speaking environment. Let's talk about developing a natural accent and clear pronunciation. You don't need to sound exactly like a native speaker to communicate well, but improving your pronunciation can help you feel more confident and make conversations smoother. One of the best ways to improve is by listening and mimicking. Pay attention to how native speakers pronounce words and try to copy their rhythm, intonation, and stress. Watching movies, listening to podcasts, or repeating sentences from native speakers can help train your ears and mouth to sound more natural. Focus on common pronunciation challenges. Many learners struggle with certain sounds that don't exist in their native language. For example, the difference between ship and sheep or think and sink can be tricky, but practicing minimal pairs, words that sound similar but have one different sound, can help. Word stress and sentence rhythm also play a big role. In English, some syllables in a word are stressed more than others. For example, in the word banana, the stress is on the second syllable. Banana. If you stress the wrong part, it might sound unnatural or confusing. A great technique is recording yourself speaking. Choose a sentence, record yourself saying it, and then compare it to a native speaker. This helps you hear the differences and improve over time. Remember, pronunciation is a skill that improves with practice. The more you listen, repeat, and pay attention to sounds, the more natural and confident your speech will become. Keep practicing, and soon speaking English will feel effortless. Let's talk about expanding your vocabulary naturally. The more words and phrases you know, the easier it is to express yourself confidently in any situation. But memorizing long lists of words isn't the most effective way to learn. Instead, focus on learning vocabulary in context. One of the best ways to do this is by reading and listening to real conversations. Whether it's watching movies, listening to podcasts, or reading short articles, pay attention to how words are used in everyday situations. When you hear a new word, don't just memorize it. Write it down in a sentence so you understand how to use it naturally. Using word associations can also help. Instead of learning words in isolation, group them by themes. For example, if you're learning words about food, think about different restaurant situations. Ordering, describing flavors, or asking for recommendations. This makes it easier to remember and use them when needed. Another powerful technique is shadowing, where you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say in real time. This helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and learning how words flow together in natural speech. Practice using new words as soon as possible. If you learn a new phrase, try using it in a conversation, even if it's just talking to yourself. The more you use a word, the faster it becomes part of your active vocabulary. Learning vocabulary doesn't have to feel like a chore. Keep it fun, stay curious, and make it part of your daily life. The more you immerse yourself in English, the more confident and natural you'll become. Now let's talk about building confidence when speaking English in real situations. Many people understand the language well but hesitate to speak because they fear making mistakes. The truth is, mistakes are part of the learning process, and the more you speak, the faster you improve. One way to gain confidence is by starting with simple conversations. You don't have to be perfect. Focus on getting your message across. If you're at a restaurant, instead of worrying about saying everything flawlessly, just start with, "Can I get a coffee, please?" Small successes like this build momentum. Another helpful strategy is thinking in English. If you always translate from your native language, it slows you down and makes speaking feel more complicated. Instead, try describing what you see around you in English or even talking to yourself. The more you train your brain to think in English, the easier speaking will become. Practice with real people as much as possible. Join online language exchange groups, talk to native speakers, or even practice with friends who are also learning. The more you expose yourself to real conversations, the more natural and comfortable you'll feel. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. No one speaks perfectly from the start, and even native speakers make mistakes. What matters is that you keep going, keep practicing, and keep putting yourself in situations where you have to use English. Every conversation is a step forward, and with time you'll notice just how much progress you've made.